If classy disappointment was a fan base, it's Aston Martin's. Mostly British, mildly posh, and always armed with just enough hope to be let down every other Sunday. When Fernando Alonso signed, they got a sugar rush of optimism finally. Someone who could drag the green machine to podiums without needing divine intervention. These fans? Oh, they love the whole James Bond, suave secret agent vibe. You'll catch them sipping metaphorical martinis while praying Lance Stroll doesn't bin it at turn 1. And yes, the daddy's money jokes? They've heard them all. They've made them all. Lance is basically the poster child for the trust fund racer meme. And at this point, Aston fans just embrace it with a grin. Online, Aston fans give off big, polite roastmaster energy. Think cucumber sandwiches with a side of self-deprecating memes. When the team miraculously snags a podium, it's not just champagne popping, it's a state occasion. Flags come out. Group chats explode. Even Alonso's massive global fan base, especially the Spanish crowd, joins the party. And when things go wrong, they dust off the old British motto, keep calm and blame the strategy. Alpine. These fans are basically the loyal middle children of F1. Not loud enough to dominate social media, not flashy enough to attract bandwagoners, but stubbornly proud, especially if they've been around since the Renault days. Most of their supporters come from France, obviously, and carry that quietly optimistic, occasionally heartbroken vibe. When Renault rebranded to Alpine in 2021, they slapped on the French tricolour and promised a new era. The fans? They nodded politely and muttered, "We've heard that one before." The Alpine fanbase doesn't flood Reddit or X like Ferrari's Tifosi or the Mercedes faithful. But when something actually goes right, like Ocon's out-of-nowhere win in Hungary 2021, they treat it like Bastille Day 2.0. Fireworks. Metaphorical, of course. That said, Alpine fans are realistic. They've embraced the eternal midfield struggle, roasting the team's development plan like it's a running sitcom gag. And when Ryan Reynolds invested and dropped a promo video, you'd think Alpine just won the constructors' title. Fans were ready to crown him team principal. Ferrari. You see, the Tifosi aren't just a fan base. They're a full-blown way of life. These are people who bleed red, chant like it's a football match, and treat every race like a national referendum. When Ferrari wins, it's a Roman triumph. When Ferrari loses, expect Twitter meltdowns, team strategy memes, and thousands of Italians demanding everyone's resignation. The Tifosi are fiercely patriotic. Even if you think you're neutral, deep down, you've probably cheered for Ferrari at least once. If not, you're either lying or you've never watched Monza, where the grandstands basically become a sea of tricolor, smoke flares, and passionate roars. These fans have two speeds: unconditional love and ruthless critique. They'll put Leclerc and Sainz on pedestals one week, then rage post about Ferrari strategy strikes again the next. No one is safe, not team bosses, not engineers, not even the drivers when things go sideways. Globally, Ferrari fans are both admired and feared. Some call them loyal, others say they're delusional perfectionists. Honestly, both are true. Haas, these are die-hard patriots of F1. They don't just support a team, they carry the weight of an entire country that's still trying to figure out if Formula One is that thing with the fast cars or the left turns. As the only American-led team, Haas fans proudly claim the title of America's team. They show up in Stars and Stripes gear, chant USA, USA louder than necessary, and defend the team like it's their high school football squad. Even when Haas is, let's be honest, hanging around the back of the grid like a lost tourist. Guenther Steiner, the patron saint of F1 memes, once joked that Haas has a loyal and passionate fan base. Translation, they know pain, deep pain, but they also know how to turn every disaster into a meme. The internet still hasn't recovered from Drive to Survive turning Guenther into a cult hero. Nevertheless, Haas fans are proud of their garage roots. Gene Haas built this team from classic American grit, and the livery often screams it from Stars and Stripes to We the People, plastered on the side of the VF23. Kicksauber. If F1 had a fan base equivalent of the guy who keeps betting on underdogs and almost wins big, it's Kick Sauber's crew. Sauber fans are a rare breed, not loud, not flashy, but extremely loyal. Supporting Sauber, or whatever they're called this season, BMW Sauber, Alfa Romeo, now Kick Sauber, is basically signing up for an emotional roller coaster without a safety bar. The fan base leans into the chaos. They've been through every name change, livery swap, and 5-year plan that never quite delivers. When the C45 launched in 2025 at the O2 with 14,000 fans watching live, Sauber diehards treated it like the Super Bowl. Finally, some spotlight for the team nobody expects to headline. Most Sauber fans got hooked back in the days of young Sergio Perez, Kamui Kobayashi sending it, or even Kimi's late career antics. Why? Because cheering for Sauber feels like cheering for the plot twist. They're not here for trophies. They're here for the vibe, the perseverance, and the occasional glorious upset. Online, they joke about the endless name changes, proudly call themselves Team Underdog, and embrace every midfield miracle like it's a championship win. If you spot a Kick Sauber fan, buy them a drink. They've earned it. McLaren. These are the equal parts racing historians and meme connoisseurs. They've been riding the papaya wave since the days of Senna and Hakkinen, back when McLaren ruled the grid and British pride ran high. Fast forward to now, and the papaya army is a cocktail of old-school loyalists and young, social media-savvy hype beasts chanting "McLaren to the moon" while flooding TikTok with Norris memes. These fans love their team's dry British humour and even drier racing luck. They've embraced every era, the glory days, the Honda lawnmower years, and now the Norris Piastri revival. And when rivals clowned McLaren's cursed silver livery or dubbed their anthem, "Always look on the bright side of life," McLaren fans just leaned in and laughed along. At heart, McLaren fans are eternal optimists. Every pre-season brings out the same rallying cry. Next year is our year. Spoiler alert, it usually isn't. But that won't stop them. Even when McLaren plays friendly pace car for the front runners, the papaya army stays loud, proud, and ready with a witty comeback. No scandals, no drama, just a tech-loving, history-hugging, meme-sharing squad riding the roller coaster called Woking Motorsport. And when Norris beats Hamilton, oh, they'll absolutely remind you. Mercedes. These are the ex-royalty of F1. Once the untouchable rulers of the grid, now adjusting to life in the midfield, and they're handling it about as well as you'd expect. During the Hamilton dynasty, Silver Arrows fans were everywhere. Brits, Europeans, Americans, you name it, rocking black and silver gear and chanting "Hammer Time" like a battle cry. They were the gold standard of winning, the envy of the paddock. The team everyone loved to hate, but then came the fall. Red Bull rose, Mercedes stumbled. Suddenly, the once smug became the eternally hopeful. Now, rivals poke fun. So you're the fans who scream at the TV every time Max changes tyres? Brutal, but fair. That said, Mercedes loyalists have class. Even when the trophies stopped stacking, they stayed. No bandwagon drop-offs here, and unlike some fan bases, when Mercedes underperforms, other fans don't even gloat much. Deep down, everyone respects the empire, even if they enjoy the occasional meme. Of course, the tribal wars rage on. Hamilton versus Verstappen debates, Twitter civil wars, pub arguments, family feuds, but scandals? Nah. Just high standards, big expectations, and the dream that the Silver Arrows will rise again. Team LH forever, back then. Racing Bulls, formerly Alpha Tauri, the hipster squad of F1. They liked Max before you did. They cheered for Ricciardo in a Toro Rosso before he had a shoe-drinking cult. If fandom had an underground scene, it'd be them. Born from the Toro Rosso/Alpha Tauri roots, Racing Bulls fans are a tight-knit, global crew. Not huge in numbers, but loyal. Some are die-hard Kiwis backing Liam Lawson. Others are French fans hyping Isaac Hadjar. And the rest, pure Red Bull talent scout enthusiasts always betting on the next big thing, while everyone else watches the front-runners. The team itself has zero national identity crisis. Once Italian, Toro Rosso, then a fashion label, AlphaTauri. Now, Racing Bulls, basically Red Bull's little sibling in a slightly different jacket. Fans don't care. They're here for the journey, the glow-up stories, the dark horse wins, the rookie miracles. Yes, the fan base overlaps with Red Bulls, but Racing Bulls followers will absolutely remind you they're not just baby Red Bull fans. They have taste, they have patience, and they were into Faenza's finest long before it was trendy. If underdog loyalty was a sport, Racing Bulls fans would already have a world title. Red Bull Racing. They're a movement, the Orange Army, a sea of Max Verstappen loyalists who've basically turned every race into a Dutch home Grand Prix. It started with a few die-hard Dutch fans. Now, it's a global takeover. You'll find Red Bull flags and orange shirts at every circuit from Zandvoort to Suzuka. And when Max wins, which is, let's be honest, a lot, the celebrations are so loud you'd think they drove the car themselves. Red Bull supporters have two gears, passionate and utterly unstoppable. They practically created modern F1 meme culture. Verstappen smiles, flood the timeline. Rivals crash out, the memes arrive before the marshals. Critics call them loud or hostile, meaning they set the tone and others can't keep up. Max fans own the social media conversation. Even when rumours swirled about Max leaving, Red Bull fans turned Twitter X into a meme battlefield within minutes. Sure, Mercedes and Ferrari loyalists grumble, but Red Bull fans don't care. They've got Max, they've got trophies, and they've got swagger. Williams now, these are the loyal golden retrievers of F1. No matter how many times this team breaks their hearts, they keep coming back with the same wagging optimism. Maybe this year, spoiler, it's almost never this year. They're basically the fandom equivalent of those stick with the rebuild NBA fans. You know the type. Draft bust. It's a process. Engine failure. Progress takes time. Car looks 2 seconds off the pace. We'll get 'em next week. Most Williams fans are either British motorsport lifers or people who inherited the fandom like a family curse. Grandpa watched Frank Williams conquer the 80s. Now the kids are out here hyping up Alex Albon like he's the second coming of Mansell. Keep pushing and never give up aren't just hashtags. They're coping mechanisms. But deep down, everyone respects the grind. Williams fans aren't chasing wins. They're chasing redemption arcs. And honestly, that takes more guts than bandwagoning at Red Bull or Ferrari. So, there you have it. Every F1 fanbase explained. Some are living the high life, some are clinging to hope, and a few just enjoy the chaos. But at the end of the day, whether you're waving a Ferrari flag, rocking papaya orange, or just cheering for whoever survives, Turn 1, we're all here for the same thing. The thrill of racing, the heartbreak, and yes, a bit of banter. Did I nail your fan base or completely miss the mark? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more F1 takes.